Hello there. What's going on, everyone? We've got ourselves our second and final preview for the Galactic Republic Fleet Starter today. This is going to feature the two consulars that are in here that a lot of people were curious why they were so mysteriously absent from the first preview. So this is pretty exciting. I actually thought we were going to be getting a Separatist Squadron preview today, so hey, who knows? It's the Armada Blitz, and we're going crazy. So I'm going to jump right into it with the 37-point Consular class armed cruiser. Now I want to point out that some people were saying, no, this is a Charger C-70. It's not a Consular. I'm like, well, it clearly says it's a Consular class armed cruiser right here. I believe that this particular version of the Consular is a later in the Clone Wars version. Now, if you look at the lore a whole lot, you probably first saw this ship at the beginning of the Phantom Menace, where Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan arrive on that Lucre Hulk Trade Federation ship. That was a different version of this ship. That was an unarmed, like a diplomatic version of it. Since the Clone Wars started, they took that type of ship and put a few guns on there, and so that's basically the version of that you're seeing here. The Consular class armed cruiser. This does have the traits Senate and comms. So this is not a clone ship, so you cannot put cloned specific upgrades on this ship. But at only 37 points, wow, this is super affordable. Really going to be able to fit a lot of these into your list. If we look at the stats for it, it's going to have, like, obviously this seems like it's going to be comparable in some ways to a Raider or a Hammerhead or a CR-90 or something like that. I think maybe a CR-90B. From a lot of ways, because of the fact that it can go speed 4. It's got a lot of blue dice, and it's a command 1 small ship with only 4 hull. But that's kind of where the similarities begin to end, as we see double blue for anti-squadron, which is really nice. I like the double blue. Like that makes this a really good medium to close range ship. We have an evade, which is of course going to help us stay alive, although this ship doesn't really able to shoot back at long range, so that one's all right. Now with 2, 2, 2, and 1 for shields, that's not super survivable. The redirect is nice, but it won't keep you alive forever. The contain is the one that I find particularly interesting because of the fact that, well, you're not going to be taking that many hull damage before you're dead anyway, so hey, contains there. It's a strange defense token for this type of ship, but I'll take it. Sure. Maybe another evade might have been better, but since this is a ship that wants to kind of get in close anyway, it's okay. For our speed, we can go all the way up to speed 4. At speeds 1 and 2, we're crazy maneuverable. That's good. At speed 3, we actually kind of get the same number of total clicks that this CR-90 gets, but they're spaced out a little more evenly, so you get that 1 built in. So if you do a nav, you can pick your 2 wherever you want. You still have 1 everywhere else. And at 4, we get 3 total clicks, and we're missing 1 at the 2, which is kind of an interesting, kind of unique speed profile for this ship. For our damage, our battery armament, we've got 2 blue and a black in the front, a blue and a black on each of the sides, and a blue in the rear. So our rear is not defenseless, but if we can double arc up close, we're going to get a fair number of black dice, which is not half bad, especially when we look at our upgrade bar. We are able to take ordnance as well as defensive retrofit and, of course, the support team and officer. So I think the interesting thing here is a support team, of course, it allows things like engine techs, and if you wanted to try and move, super extra fast, this is going to be kind of like the blockade runner type ship for the Republic. Defensive retrofit, they always put that on these ships that are just going to get one-shotted anyway, so maybe we're going to see a defensive retrofit that makes more sense on tiny ships, that can be destroyed in a single shot, maybe if you would be destroyed from full health, like have 1 health left or something like that. Kind of like a Riken version, a one-shot Riken defensive retrofit would be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind seeing something like that, for small ships. Who knows? But then again, you have to think, well, if we did that, would that be really too strong on an MC-30? So maybe it needs to be on small ships that are command 1, right? So I don't know. I'm speculating out here. Who knows? And maybe we'll see something like that. Heck, this all of the Clone Wars wave 9 stuff. All of this stuff is already out in Australia now. So I'm sure we're gonna start seeing unboxings and stuff pretty soon. I don't know how that happened, but I'm jealous that I don't have it yet. But of course, that's just the way things are. So we have what else do we've got? And of course the ordnance upgrade. So we're gonna we're gonna be able to put a lot of really interesting stuff on there from the ordnance slot. And then we got our long-range version, the Consular class Charger C70. So yes, this particular variant is the Charger C70 version, but it's still of the Consular class of ship. So in that Consular family. And I mean, this is just a later version. So we go back to the armed cruiser, which was kind of the first version. Then the later upgraded version that was kind of used a little bit more often in the Clone Wars is going to come in at 45 points. 45 points. Now our it's funny when points go up like that, we usually don't see a loss of dice. But we actually do get less dice total. Well, I guess from a certain point of view, right? We get one more die in the rear, but we lose a die for squadron, which could, theoretically be way more dice total. So I guess it's technically the same number of dice, they're just moved around. But that rear arc is usually not an arc that you want to really be shooting out of. So interesting that we only get black dice on this version. So I guess they got rid of their close range munitions, and so that left them very very lightly defended against the close range squadron attacks. But they replaced that with turbo lasers, and they're actually able to do some damage against capital ships at range. And this is a ship that'll probably be taken a little bit more because of its more widespread versatility and being a Command 1 ship. We still have the same defense tokens, still same Command 112 for Command Squadron Engineering. You're not going to be pushing a whole lot of squads with this. Still have the same movement, but our dice is now a lot more effective at long range, even through obstructions, because, hey, we have 2 dice on the front, 2 dice on the sides, and then we have the extra blue in the front too. We even have 2 dice in the rear. So that's nice, but lots of red here. It's going to work very very well with lots of prominent red turbo laser upgrades. As far as the backside of the card that we see here, we see it does lose the Senate and Comms type for the trait, but it does gain the clone trait, so we can potentially put clone upgrades on here. And as far as our upgrades, we have officer and support team. We also lose defensive retrofit, and we gain offensive retrofit. Which a lot of times is is a little more is a little more squadron based, but there's new offensive retrofits, so we'll have to see all of those once we get these things unboxed. Stay tuned for that, by the way. Hopefully that will be coming soon. And of course the turbo laser upgrade, which is a really good one for red dice ships in particular. So it looks pretty good. It looks like this is going to be the good one that you want to kind of keep at distance, circling around your opponents, trying to get those red dice shots, make them count, and stay alive, taking advantage of that one evade, hoping that keeps you alive longer. You're going to be doing a lot of that. We have some new titles for this ship too. The Radiant 7 is a 1-point title, very very cheap. And I think this is meant to mimic the version, more of the version that we saw in the very first Phantom Menace, the very first appearance of this ship. You gain the Fleet Command upgrade in your upgrade bar, and you cannot equip turbo laser or ordnance upgrades. So basically, you're taking this ship and turning it into a support, kind of like a Gozanti or something like that. And yeah, so hey, that's cool. I'm sorry, not Fleet Command, but Fleet Support. You gain the Fleet Support icon upgrade in your upgrade bar. So that's nice. Now it is going to be interesting to go back to all of those flotilla upgrades that we saw that have the Fleet Support, and see which of those are still able to be equipped by the Clone Wars factions, because here the Radiant 7 would somehow have access to have all of those. Now we're going to get a look at a couple of new ones. But we also get another one, the Swift Return. During your determined course step, if you are at distance 1 to 2 of an obstacle, you may change your speed by 1 or increase 1 yaw value by 1. This one's really, really nice. It gives you basically a free nav command, or kind of nav command, free upgraded nav token every single turn. And that can stack with everything else too, by the way. So this can actually stack really well with nav. I could see this one being a little bit more useful, maybe. I mean, it can work well on both. I see this one potentially being really interesting on the blue-black version that wants to get in close, because you're going to allow yourself to get really in close and set up that double arc. So this could be a really, really fun one. But then again, for the red one, this is going to allow you to maneuver around obstacles and kind of keep yourself at long range. But one of the things, like, we compare this a lot to maybe the CR90. You don't have that Jaina's Light title available if you're taking something like this, right? So you're not going to be able to shoot through those asteroids with impunity. You're still going to lose a die if you do. So I don't know if you want to, park yourself in the middle of an asteroid field or not. But this will help you kind of navigate to where you're poking out and your shots are not obstructed. So I think maybe that's kind of one of the ways that plus hopefully help you avoid hitting an asteroid altogether. Very, very cool stuff. We also get a look at some upgrades. So let's take a look at the upgrades. We have assault concussion missiles here. Now, this is not a new upgrade, but this is a changed upgrade. Assault concussion missiles used to cost 7. It's down to 5. Right? They used to cost 7. So it got a points decrease, which is cool. It puts it in line with assault proton torpedoes, which is, right, nice. Not so nice, because you can't use it every shot anymore. The black crit, you now have to exhaust this if you want it to work, which is honestly pretty good. That's a little less punishing for those super heavy black dice ships that want to get 2 shots on you and completely cripple somebody right away. Like assault concussion missiles was a strong card, and this is going to be one of the new changes. I wonder how many more of these critical card changes we're going to see become exhaust changes. This constitutes both a point change and a hard errata, although it still keeps the spirit of the card. Assault concussion missiles. We're going to say goodbye to the old ACMs and welcome in the new ACMs. You may not be taken on every ship, but at least you are cheaper. All right. Next up, the auxiliary shields team. I believe this is the same as the version that we have now. Now, this is going to be a nice card to use on a lot of these ships that have lower shields. This is great on the Nebulons, for example. I love this ship, but this one came in Rebellion in the Rim. So for those of you who did not get the version in Rebellion in the Rim, maybe you didn't pick up Rebellion in the Rim, maybe it was sold out, whatever, don't worry, you're going to be able to get those cards too. I believe this is actually a similar card that we've seen kind of already, the Clone Navigation Officer. I think this one was spoiled during the Gen Con reveals, but here it is, a 4-point officer that is going to be Republic only. You can see that right there. Funny enough, this one does not say Clone only, so you can put this Clone Navigation Officer on board a Senate ship, right? I mean, that's what it looks like to me. Maybe he's helping out. So there is that. Very interesting. But yeah, he's going to come. If you notice the blue on the left, he's going to come with a nav token on his card. He's going to kind of have that as his stockpile. He's also going to be an exhaustible card that's going to take a command of any type to be able to ready him. When you reveal a concentrate fire, nav, or squadron command, you may exhaust this card to choose a friendly ship at distance 1 to 5. That ship may gain 1 command token matching your command. So he can't give out extra engineerings, but he can give out nav, concentrate fire, or squadron command. And they're just gaining the tokens matching your command. You can spend tokens from this card to ready it. So you can only basically use him twice before you have now an extra cost to try to ready him again. Okay, that's reasonable. But yeah, he's a way to give out tokens. The tokens are having a lot more use now, and that's one of the things that he's going to do. I'm not super excited by tokens. I think they'll be one of those things that become necessary but aren't as exciting. Like, I get more excited about extra dice, right? The tokens are just like, okay, yeah, I guess we have to have those, especially with people like Dooku hanging around with raid tokens, right? So we have another card here. Now, here we are in with the fleet support. Fleet support here. Now, this one is not faction restricted, so this one will, in theory, be able to also go to the Rebels and the Empire. So if you like your GR-75 Rebel transports or your Gozanti cruisers, this is a great option that you might want to consider to put on them if you're looking for some tokens. So it's going to come with 5 engineering tokens on it. And it is going to require engineering nav or squadron command to ready itself, because it's an exhaustible. It does not automatically ready itself. So after your reveal command dial step, so this is, for purposes of this article, you're gonna have to use it with the title that gives you the fleet support. So you're gonna run this on like a Consular cruiser maybe. Yeah, you're going to, after your reveal command dial step, you may exhaust this card and discard any number of engineer tokens from it to choose that many friendly ships at distance 1 to 5 and assign each of them an engineering token. So this can be a one-shot. Hey, entire fleet, boom, you all get engineering tokens, right? This could be like Garm Bel Iblis being like, I want to show you a little bit of what I can do one of these days. You know, just boom, everybody gets an engineering. But more likely you're going to do it, you know, 1 or 2 ships at a time, because most games, when people start firing, they tend to concentrate fire on ships of opportunity. Like you want to bring one ship down before you start firing on the next, if at all possible. So it's very rare that, you know, you've got 4 ships and your opponent fires like, you know, 1 or 2 damage on each of them in a single turn and just like splits up their damage. So the damage isn't going to be spread out, but in most games, maybe, you know, but you have the flexibility in case somebody does that. You can be like, all right, everybody gets a token, you get a token. This could be like the Oprah Winfrey card. You get a token, you get a token, you get a token. I think it's going to be, and we see a little bit of this too, also with Bail Organa, how he can be like, all right, I can make this spread out, or I can consolidate all at once. And so I kind of like what's going on here, and this might be a good card to run with Bail Organa. Additionally, we also have the Munitions resupply. So if you wanted to run 2 of these, right? Well, I don't know how you're going to run 2 right now with the Republic, at least, since there's only, as of right now, this seems like the only way you can get this is through that one title, which is unique, right? It's a unique title. Yeah, it's a unique title. So you're not going to be able to run both of these, at least not right away. Maybe, you know, in the future, I'm sure we'll see other additional things that can take this upgrade, or this upgrade type for the Republic. Maybe they will get a flotilla. Maybe they will get other support ships. But I like that we're seeing fleet support on a ship that is not specifically a flotilla. I like that they're kind of, you know, spreading things out a little bit. But this one kind of does the exact same thing, but for concentrate fire. So Munitions resupply comes with 5 concentrate fire tokens. After you reveal command dial step, you may exhaust this card and discard any number of concentrate fire tokens from it to choose that many friendly ships at distance 1 to 5 and assign each of them a concentrate fire token. This is good. If this one is actually more likely, I think you'll play this one a little differently, because this could be one that you actually spread out. If you got a whole bunch of like Charger C-70s that are all going to be firing, you know, them red dice, and we've all got double arc on you, you know, this is the turn. Everybody's going to need extra rerolls this turn because red dice can betray you, and then you need to put them in the bad dice prison. Oh no. Yeah. By the way, Bad Dice Prisons are on sale at the store right now. You can get them down. Click the links below. You can get all kinds of merch from the merch store if you wanted to do that. Like my up, down, down, left, right, X-Wing and B-Wing and A-Wing shirt. If you want that 30 life shirt, all kinds of cool stuff like that. It's all available in the links below. So here's the Munitions resupply. It does the same thing, but I think you play it maybe a little differently. You know, you're more likely to have every ship shooting as compared to here, where you're not likely to have every ship getting shot in the same turn, at least. So, yeah, that's the rest of our preview for the Galactic Republic Fleet Starter. These are supposed to be coming out December 4th. I will be bringing to you guys every bit of news as we get it. Unboxing, reviews, all kinds of stuff like that. We're going to look at everything that comes in here. Once we get a new rule set, maybe we'll even bring on some other members of the community, and we'll do like a community chat where we talk about the rules, we talk about rule sets, we talk about changes. There's a lot of that is planned. I know some other folks are already working on write-ups for that, and hopefully we'll be able to make sure everybody understands all the changes that come with Armada Clone Wars, and we'll be here to keep you up to speed. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons as well. If you are interested in becoming a patron, there's links down in the description below. It's a great way to help support the channel. Also, that giveaway is still going on right now for a $25 Amazon gift card. You just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment. Same thing also to enter to win the 12 days of Life Day giveaway that are going on throughout December. And those are mystery gifts. You'll have to wait and see what exactly you're going to be getting from those. All right, guys, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. You guys are amazing, and I could not do this without you. Thank you so much, and as always, have a great day.